Probably the main tip I have for you. When you are making decisions, think about how your body is going to feel after you make that decision. I think I have finally found the perfect balance to feel my absolute healthiest self, and I'm here to share with you exactly what that is. If you are new to my channel, my name is Eileen and I'm a certified Pilates instructor from Miami. I'm going to be making my go-to antioxidant smoothie while I chit chat with you, so go ahead and grab your drink of choice, sit back, relax, and let's chat. Now, if you don't know what E2M is, you can go ahead and look it up, but it's basically a weight loss program. I did it back in 2021. It was honestly the best that I've ever felt in my entire life. It took me in just 8 weeks from this to this. Honestly, I tell everyone that I know about E2M if they are looking to make lifestyle changes, because it is an incredible program. Now, this is not sponsored by E2M or anyone for that matter. I wish it was. But I do have a full review and series on my E2M experience up on my channel, so you can go ahead and check that out if that's what you're interested in looking for. Now, that being said, do I currently follow the E2M plan? Not quite. I will say that I do not follow it that strictly, but when looking at how I eat, what I eat, how I exercise, I realize there are things that I learned from E2M that I continue to implement in my everyday lifestyle. These are things that I do every single day that I learned from E2M, and they've honestly made such a big difference and impact on how I feel and how I really view food and have a relationship with food. It's a beautiful thing when you appreciate whole and natural foods. You can definitely feel the difference in your body when you're eating healthy compared to when you're not. So I guess to an extent I do follow the E2M meal plan. I'm just not doing it strictly in order to lose weight at the moment. Maybe I will start with the group soon to maybe kickstart a couple more pounds that I want to shed, but at the moment I'm not currently doing that. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Here are 5 tips that I have for you that make me feel my best self. Take each of these knowing that every body is different, so just because these things work for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So take a look at them and maybe pick or choose a couple that you want to try and see how your body feels and maybe the difference compared to when you don't do these things. Now, some of these things are included in the E2M plan, and I'm just going to say that I won't say which ones are because the meal plan and the program itself is property of E2M and exclusive for members only. A couple of things I'm going to go over are not part of the plan, but I just won't mention which ones they are. Now that I've got my smoothie prepped, I'm gonna go take a seat and get comfortable so that we can chat. If you're interested in making this smoothie, I will put the recipe right here for you to follow. It's honestly delicious. I have this, I want to say like 5 times a week. So number 1 is intermittent fasting. I have been doing intermittent fasting for a couple of years now. Basically, I will start my eating window at about 12 p.m. every single day, and I won't have anything past 8 p.m. My body at this point has just become very adjusted and used to this, where I will sometimes get a little bit hungry around like 10 a.m., but it passes very quickly. I don't get as hangry as I used to. I remember back in college and fresh out of college, I would get really hangry if I did not eat first thing in the morning. And once my body adjusted to intermittent fasting, that really doesn't happen to me anymore. I really enjoy also exercising in the fasting period, so in the morning. But yeah, intermittent fasting is definitely one thing that I love for my body. The only thing I'll say is that in the weekends, sometimes on a Saturday, I won't intermittent fast. Typically, I will either go for a long run or Pilates at around like 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And my last meal on Friday nights is at around 7 p.m. When I come home from exercising, whether it's the run or Pilates, my body is pretty hungry and I will sometimes eat my breakfast on Saturdays around 10 a.m. So I do intermittent fasting, but it's also a balance. In the weekends, if I'm just hungry and I've exercised and I'm ready to eat, then I will eat. So I'm not too strict about it either, but my body has definitely just kind of adjusted to the lifestyle of intermittent fasting, and I don't even think about it anymore. It's just how and when I choose to eat. It's pretty natural. Number 2 is daily walking. Now, my goal is usually to hit between 8,000 to 10,000 steps every single day. Usually on either Saturday or Sunday, I'll go for a longer run. So those days, I obviously don't have to be too mindful of how many steps I'm taking because I usually surpass my step goal within the run itself. But every other day in the week, I really strive to hit at least 8,000 steps a day. I do this by either waking up in the morning and going for a long walk, about let's say 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour, or I will spread out my walks throughout the day and I'll walk my dog and try and walk him, let's say like 3 to 5 times a day, and each time is about 15 minutes. Right now, I think that the minimum that I'll get on a day that I'm not really trying hard is about 6,000 steps. So definitely no less than that, but I always strive for 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. I practice Pilates at least 3 times a week. 2 of the times are reformer Pilates and 1 time is mat Pilates. I also practice yoga 1 time a week. So between Pilates and yoga, it's 4 times a week. The yoga class that I do is a restorative type of class. It's usually the day after my long runs, just to make sure that my muscles can heal properly after the run. For Pilates on the mat, I'm usually either filming a class for my online studio or I am trying out and prepping a class that I'm gonna end up filming. Mat Pilates is just as effective, if not more, than reformer Pilates, so it is a great way to continue practicing Pilates if you don't have a reformer available to you. And I will say that the days that I practice Pilates are the days that I sleep the best. And that goes hand in hand with how I eat, which I will touch upon on number 4. The days that I do Pilates, man, I sleep so good, and I've noticed a pattern on the days that I don't do Pilates and how I sleep, and it's still a good night's sleep. I want to say about 7 to 8 hours a night, so I'm very grateful that I can sleep that much. When I do Pilates, I sleep the best. Number 4 is how I fuel my body. This is something that is definitely a balance because this is not how it is 100% of the time. On the weekends, I am a little more lax with it, but I will say that my 2 to 3 meals a day usually consist of a protein, a healthy fat, and vegetables. At this point in my life, my body has adjusted so much to eating this way that if I deviate from eating like that, I will feel it. Like, within the hour, I don't feel good. And if I eat, let's say, a pizza or some ice cream or something unhealthy that my body just clashes with, I want the next meal already to be a healthier meal just because of how my body reacts to it. So it's not something that I really put too much effort in because it's just at this point what my body craves. But I think it's a good balance when you can do that to a certain extent. And then in the weekends, if you have a bagel with your breakfast or you have that pizza for dinner or a burger with french fries, have it, indulge in it. You treat yourself, but then because your body is so adjusted to eating healthier for the majority, let's say 80 to 90% of the time, when you do have that unhealthier meal, your body's like, okay, that was great, thank you for treating me, but I'm ready to get back on track with how you usually fuel me. The more that you do it, in the beginning it's hard. It's really hard to make that adjustment, especially if you're not eating that way. But once your body adjusts, honestly at this point, don't think about it that much. It just kind of happens. It's what I buy at the grocery store. It's what's available for me to prep here at the house. And I just don't think about it. I just eat what my body is craving. And at this point, it's very natural, non-processed foods. And now number 5, which goes hand in hand with everything that I just talked about, is intuitive eating and intuitive movement. Now, all of these things being said, if there is a day where I am just tired, I don't want to get my 10,000 steps in. I don't want to go to Pilates. I want to order a pizza and sit on the couch and watch football. I'm going to do that. But I'm also going to not give myself too much grace, because there is a difference between giving your body the rest that it needs, the food that it needs. If there's a day that you just need to take it easy and not strive to be your best self, that is okay to do. But you also have to understand that if you're having these thoughts multiple times a week, or it's becoming too consistent, then there's a difference between that and having discipline. So it's about learning your body, understanding when you should have discipline and when it's okay to just chill out. The best thing you can do is to find balance with your routines, and way to do that is to try different things. This is the routine that I have found works for me with the intermittent fasting, with what I exercise. I'm not going into the gym. I don't have a gym membership. I'm not strength training. I was for a certain period of time, but honestly, Pilates is just the movement that I enjoy the most. And when you find movement that you enjoy, it makes working out so much easier because you're looking forward to that movement. Movement should be a celebration of moving your body. You should be thankful that your body has the opportunity to get moving. So that's always how I like to view it. And when you find something that you really enjoy, I also really enjoy running. I will run 1 or 2 times a week, and it's great because I look forward to it. If you are forcing yourself to go to the gym, or you're forcing yourself to go take a spin class and it's not fun for you, maybe you should just reevaluate what you're doing as your movement of choice and find a good balance for you. That's I guess the moral of the story is that everybody is different, so you have to find movement that works for you, an eating pattern that works for you. Maybe it's not intermittent fasting that you try, or maybe it is. Maybe you strive to get an extra hour of sleep a night and you don't watch that extra episode on Netflix so you can sleep a little bit more. Whatever it is, it's about slowly making healthier choices so that it becomes a habit to the point where you don't even want to get off track because your body is so used to feeling good that it doesn't want anything else. Now, in the midst of all of this, the last thing I will say, it's a little bonus one, is my alcohol. I will only drink at this point. I haven't even taken a sip of my smoothie. And now that I mention alcohol, I'm like, wait, I made this smoothie to sip on while I chat with you. So I'm going to take a sip. There's no alcohol in here, but I don't know. Saying alcohol made me realize I had not taken a sip. Anyways, for alcohol, I don't have alcohol really more than once a week. And when I do have it that one time per week, it's usually only 1 or 2 glasses. I don't even crave alcohol that much anymore. Sometimes I do at the end of the week if it's been a long week and I need to de-stress. But I have realized that there are other ways to de-stress, and alcohol is not always the option. Going for a long walk can help. Doing Pilates can help. Going for a run can help. Sure, when you drink alcohol, you feel that instant stress relief. But then, if you drink a little bit too much, the next day, it's not fun. And you don't have to be hungover for it not to be fun. It's just your body feels icky. And for me, at least, if I drink the next day, I'm going to be craving something unhealthy. That's a fact. That's for sure. So I'm very mindful of when and how much I choose to drink because I think of the after effects. And that is, I guess, probably the main tip I have for you. When you are making decisions, think about how your body is going to feel after you make that decision. If you choose to go work out, you're going to feel great after. If you choose to go eat a really unhealthy meal, sure, it will taste good in the moment. How are you going to feel afterwards? Are you going to feel guilty? Are you going to feel gross? Are you going to feel like, man, maybe I should have made a different decision? So always try to remember that when you are making a decision, whether it's for exercise, for eating, whatever it is for your health. Think about how your body is going to feel after. You've only got one body, so you might as well treat it nicely. Now, I hope this video helps inspire you to maybe try one or a couple of these things out. But again, I am not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. So please take this all with a grain of salt because I am just a little Pilates instructor from Miami who really loves health and nutrition, and these are just things that worked for me, and it's still a work in progress. Maybe in a couple of months I'll have added in something new or something will be different, but at this point in my life, this is truly what is making me feel my best self. Please consult with your doctor before you make any major lifestyle changes. As a Pilates instructor, I find it really important to feel good in my own skin in order to bring a good and positive energy to my clients, and this is a lifestyle that I want to continue for the rest of my life. So if you are interested in this kind of content, and if you liked this video, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel where I post health, Pilates, and lifestyle related content. And if you are looking to practice Pilates with me, you can join my online studio, Pilates on the Green. Your first 7 days are completely free. That's all from me for now. I'm gonna actually drink my smoothie now, and I will see you next time. Bye.